Nexus Ops is a smash 'em, bash 'em, crash 'em, Ameritrash game, and we'll give you our first impressions on Legendary Tactics.
And so I'd like to start out just by saying Renegade Game Studios did give us a review copy of this game, so we're not going to let that affect our thoughts on it tonight. So
awesome. So in our first impressions videos, we usually like to look at the mechanisms, the theme, comparisons to other games, and the upside, downside, also the components and aesthetics. So what would you like to start with? So let's start with the components and aesthetics. NATO.
Okay, I really like these minis. I think that they're really fun. I've heard that they actually glow under black light as well. So I haven't tested it. I haven't tested it yet, but you can kind of tell it may have that quality about it. And I also really like this monolith.
The center monolith.
Yeah, the center monolith is cool.
It gives some focus to the board for sure.
It does. Yeah. Wait, what did you think, Tex?
I agree with you on the minis. The only two that I got confused with would be the fungoid and the crystalline. I just found they were a little too similar. I would like to have seen a little more separation. But besides that, no, I think they did a great job. I love the colors, the vibrancy. I think they really stand out.
Yeah. Yeah. And Gaston?
I love the components. I mean, the forces moving across the board really gave you the sense of like troop movement and the tension in the game. I also liked the different tile types and how that tied into the mechanisms. I thought they were very easy to see. Maybe the forest and the rock were a little close together, but after I knew that they were different, it was easy to tell which one was which.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you play a board game, it feels like you've got a toy, and when you get the Rubium Dragon, the Rubium Dragon, and combine that with flying up on top of this, like I think just for me, we're talking about looks and components, but this is super cool. The fact that this guy can then fly down tactically anywhere, and it just feels as if this is sort of this like mountain jungly like landscape, and I love the hands-on. I'm moving, you just push all of your guys in, and I think that works just because of the components.
Yes, absolutely.
And don't forget the crystals too. It's a neat money system, right?
Yeah,
so really.
They use these in Cry Havoc as well. I'm pretty sure there was the same type of component.
Yeah, where it feels like you're chiseling the crystals off the cave walls.
Yeah, that's great.
They really get you in there.
Yeah. So what's next?
Very nice. Let's go to theme. Cactus, do you want to start us out in terms of just a war game essentially?
Yeah,
how does this?
We're talking like a miniature game here, and it's a big battler. It's just really
But did you feel like you were an alien force?
A swarm.
It's light on theme. I mean, for me, it's got the different characters, but it's not.
I don't know. I would push back a little bit because I feel like all the species had their own little aspects that were unique to them.
I guess I'm thinking more narrative. There's no lot of narrative here.
Yes.
But you're absolutely right. They did kind of name.
In our playthrough, there was a ton of narrative. He crushed all of our bones. Yeah.
And that battle there was that was a great story.
Yeah, we've got our playthrough posted. If you'd like to check that out, then
check that narrative
you can see that one. But it was pretty fun.
It is a game, I think, where you have a lot of those stories where like, do you remember when you kept attacking me there and you couldn't quite, it's a game that generates those kind of fun stories to tell years later. When the dust has settled and you're remembering past battles. So
I thought the theme actually came out with the fact that the fungoids were better in the fungal forests and the crystallines were better in the crystalline spheres. And for me, that made it feel like you had a bunch of different forces. The spiders racing across the board were terrifying. I'm sure for the victim.
Oh, they were for me. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight.
So I think they did a good job of making the different species feel different, like you said. And I think for me, that made it feel alien. I mean, it was like the humans were almost the servants of the
the meat shields.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well, I have to say I had a lot of of fun thematically becoming the spider faction. So I was just, and it worked out because I had rocks, so I could skitter across the rocks. And you were wondering why I was attacking you so much. It was because I could produce them and get them to the front line really quickly. In this game, you did the slow moving crawl, and it takes a while. Like, I think of this game a little like StarCraft, where you've got all these spiders and creatures and everything coming out slowly and working their way. But because of those boosts, there are certain pathways that are going to be a little more.
And they are randomized every game.
That's right.
The board does.
The board is right. I was going to ask. The board is
So there's 6 individual tiles that are randomized around the monolith, and then you have these doubles that are also randomized around. So it's going to be a different board every time.
So the 3 lava places will always
be next to the monolith.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Right. So
Very nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. So let's move on to the mechanism. So I'm reminded instantly, and I guess this is a comparison to other games too, but Axis and Allies, it's a dice chucker. The dice rolling is reversed. In Axis and Allies, you want low numbers, and this you want high numbers. But so I think in terms of mechanism, it's essentially buy your forces, move, fight.
Yes.
So it's pretty straightforward.
Yes. It's a true Ameritrash game in the true sense of the word. Lots of dice, dudes on a map, kind of thing, and just rolling and fighting.
Go
and having fun. What about you, Cax?
Same as what just Flash said there. It's just, go out there and just start pushing forward.
Yeah. Gaston?
Well, again, the comparison to Axis and Allies is very apparent. And in some ways, I feel this might have a place replacing Axis and Allies in a lighter mode. Like if you found Axis and Allies a little too long, not that it's about the same complexity, but if you found Axis and Allies a little too long, this is a nice quick version of that.
Yes. Yeah.
So we can't go through a video without mentioning Twilight Imperium 4th Edition. What's the name of the square in the middle of Twilight Imperium?
Mechatol Rex.
Mechatol Rex, and there's sort of this idea of all the forces slowly searching planets and coming together. This is very, very light in comparison. Do you see any comparison with TI4 there? Or is that, I mean, you're buying units?
I think it's a stretch. I mean, yes, the center is an attractor, but lots of games have a center point to focus on.
Buying units, attacking randomly.
Alliances
forming.
Yes. And I think that it is fun to have those alliances and potentially shifting alliances as you go through.
Well, temporarily. Temporary alliance.
I'm just glad I survived with units at the end of the game. That was my
and more than Cax, you didn't have the least.
I'm going to be honest. I was totally going to attack Flash rather than you. I totally was going to, but then I was like, he's got spiders, he'll be back on top of me.
There was one turn that changed it all. I was about to take the tower and you took it with one spider, and I didn't want to antagonize you, so I thought I'll go a different way and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So there's some neat interplays that way with the player dynamics.
Any downsides, Cax?
Upside, downside, you know what, it's not my favorite genre to start with, the dice chucker and the Ameritrash type of game, so I would play it again. It's not a game I necessarily have in my own collection, but I would definitely, I'm always up for a game, so I'll sit down and fire one up with you guys. So
Any downsides?
Well, not a downside. I think this is great for a teenager, young tween audience. If I was that age and I owned this, it would be over on the bedroom floor of my friend's house while we were having a sleepover, and we'd be playing this.
Or like Saturday afternoon, rainy day.
That's right.
You fire up a game of this with your buddies.
A bowl of popcorn, and you're set.
And just have fun with it.
Absolutely. Well, the obvious downside for me is the dice rolling, that you could have the best force in the world and come in and roll nothing. But I mean, that's what you get into. When you get a game like this, you know it's going to be relying on the dice. And part of the fun comes from, I can't believe I didn't hit that dice roll 3 times in a row, so that's okay.
Rolling triple fives.
But if you're a person who doesn't like a game that's heavily dependent on the dice, then that might not be for you.
This is not for people who like heavy Euros, like Kalis or something.
And I would agree with you, Cax, that the fungoid and the crystalline sculpts look very similar. Not only that, but then I was, as a gamer who's learning it, I wasn't sure, okay, the fungoid has to be on which square, and the crystalline has to, and then, which die roll. So I think with more experience experience will come the understanding and comfort with that. But for learning players, there might be just a little bit of like uncertainty about where they should be. And
Yeah.
So
For me, I think it's, for what it is, I think it's great. I do think though there is that potential downside where it's like I still enjoyed myself, but I had no chance from the beginning,
Right.
Because I just couldn't even break out of my own little corner. I never had enough money to even afford a Rubium Dragon unless I saved up for it or something. So you could be there. Could be very easily players that don't get out of the gate, or they get crushed and they can't ever
Cax
come
and I
back.
absolutely didn't plan to crush you
Yes.
between us. Yeah, that was pure accident.
Yes, but they could be discouraging for some gamers. It is
That's
a game where there is potential player elimination, and that can be, obviously, if you are playing with younger people, it could be very off-putting that way. But I mean, if you're okay with that and you take it for what it is, I think it's a great game. So
Okay, so we need to vote on this game. We're going to give it a thumbs up, a neutral, or a thumbs down. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
yeah, sounds
Okay.
good.
So, and the question is, would you add the game to the collection, or what's the question? Did you enjoy this game?
Yeah, that's
Overall rating of the game.
Overall
Would you
rating.
Overall rating?
This game?
Would you recommend this game?
Would you recommend this game? I think that's
Okay, you guys ready to
Okay,
show?
would you recommend this game? Thumbs up, neutral, or down? Ready, set, go. Okay.
Three
up and a neutral.
Neutral.
So why just neutral?
Yeah.
Just because it's not my favorite game. Like, it's not my type of game that I would normally play.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fair enough.
But
Okay.
still enjoyed it, and
Yeah.
would play with you guys again.
cool.
Excellent. That
And
was
in the
fun.
meantime, don't forget to get out there
Get gaming.
And
Be legendary.